city departments. And it's going to be another hot one, so how do you stay cool? The pool is one way. We'll tell you about some others. Our newsmaker today focuses on what everyone is talking about, which is the heat. The best way to beat it, stay indoors, crank up the air conditioner, and stay cool. But if you have to go outside, we have some tips to help you deal with that. Joining me this morning to talk about it is Dr. Mark Orgel with Baptist Hospital East. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Joe.
Thanks for coming in. Now, how hot does it have to get to actually start worrying about it?
Well, I think any time the heat index gets over 100, there is danger of heat-related injury.
Okay, now we have some tips for people on how to deal with this sort of thing. Hot weather tips. Now, the first thing, I guess, is drink lots of fluids.
Well, certainly the best way to avoid the heat is to stay out of it. But if you need to be out in the heat, try to confine your activities to the early morning and the late afternoon when it's cooler. Drink lots and lots of fluids. Your body can sweat up to 2 quarts an hour.
Wow.
So you should try to replace that fluid as much as you can. Wear light-colored clothing. Light-colored clothing will help reflect the heat.
Okay.
Of course, wear a hat and sunscreen. We can also help prevent melanoma while we're preventing heat stroke.
Okay.
And spend part of your day indoors if you can, where it's cool. Go to the mall and hang out, or if you don't have access to an air conditioner, at least try to get a fan. Your sweat will not help you cool you off if it can't evaporate, and moving air is one good way to help the sweat evaporate.
Okay. Of course, liquids too. Try to confide it to, let's say, water.
Water's good. Of course, you also lose high amounts of salt and other electrolytes in your sweat. So sports drinks that have some electrolytes offer some advantages. Also, you can sort of make a cheap home sports drink by diluting orange juice 1-to-1 with water, adding a pinch of salt.
Okay. Also, you brought some tips. You have some tips yourself here.
Yes. There are 3 kinds of heat injuries. Heat cramps, which is where your muscles cramp up. If that happens, you should just get to a cooler place. Drink lots of fluids. Try to drink some salt as well.
Okay.
Heat exhaustion is the next level of heat injury, characterized by nausea and vomiting, maybe some dizziness, lightheadedness. Your temperature will be normal and your skin will be wet because you will still sweat with heat exhaustion. Try to get to a cool place and drink lots of fluids. Now, heat stroke is the most serious heat-induced injury. The symptoms will be confusion, maybe even coma and seizures. This is a medical emergency. It's life-threatening. You should go directly to the emergency room. Call 911. In the meantime, you can place some ice packs around the neck, the armpits, and the groin area.
Okay, one other thing, too, signs of overheating. Let's throw that on the screen so people can take a look at that. Run down those for us, if you would, Doctor.
Nausea and vomiting, as I mentioned earlier, signs of heat exhaustion, weakness. Actually, that should be decreased urine output. If you're dehydrated, your kidneys will stop making urine in an effort to conserve fluid. Anybody whose skin is dry, that's an ominous sign. If you stop perspiring, your temperature is going to go way up. Also, body temperature over 104, call 911.
Okay, sort of things that if people, I guess the activities that people do, people still go outdoors and they do a lot of things in this weather. Now, people like running and stuff like that, certain times of day?
Try to confine yourself to the early morning or the late afternoon, evening hours.
Okay, and anything else just off the top of your head, Doctor, that people should consider?
Well, actually, in heat waves like, I don't know if you remember in Chicago last year, the year before, the most people that died were elderly who had locked themselves up in their apartments. Try to keep a window open, try to keep a fan going, as the moving air will help cool you.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Traffic and weather together are next. Stay with us.